So, I popped into High House Insurance to see if they could quote for my house insurance rather than using the internet. High House got a great deal. So to celebrate, I bought a posh hairdo. It made me look beautiful, gorgeous enough to become a highly paid model. I then won Celebrity Big Brother. I had an affair with an MP. Now I'm promoting a doll of me that says, "Cool, blimey, you're well fit."
Happy things happen when you talk face-to-face with High House Insurance. See if we can beat your home insurance quote from the internet. Find us on the High Street, Selsey, or call 606 552.
Hello and welcome to Selsey Internet Radio. In this week's podcast we have Mike explaining to Hugh the prospect of public art in Selsey. This is followed by Pat Reid with What's On for the week commencing 29th of September. After that, Giles is here with more gardening tips. And then we have Lynn's recipe for Christmas pudding. After that, Hugh reviews Hostage, a book by Linda Davies. And for the film buffs, he reviews A Walk Among the Tombstones, in which Liam Neeson stars. Lastly, we have news of a new monthly programme called Chatterbox, so stay tuned for more exciting news. We go over to Mike and Hugh discussing the prospect of public art for Selsey.
So Mike Nichols is still with me in the studio, and we're going to talk about public art.
That's right, Hugh.
What's public art?
Well, it's defined as anything that can be appreciated by the public in a community and that actually can influence the community itself.
So is that graffiti?
Well, you can certainly have graffiti art. There have been a lot of projects called guerrilla art, where you kind of put up statues and so on that express the community. So, I mean, I guess we could have a lot of seals or crabs or something like that around Selsey.
I told you, didn't I? When the wave turned up at the entrance to the village, for a long time I thought it was an iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
So,
well, people interpret these things very differently, but quite seriously, the town council have asked the Selsey Community Forum through one of our organisations, Artstream, to conduct a proper public consultation where before the end of October we're going to try and get a number of ideas together and then have a day when people will have the opportunity of coming, seeing various possibilities and expressing a preference. And all of this really is towards the fact that in the future there may be significant sums of money that will come into Selsey through developments that take place that will be for a range of things. Public art always receives a tranche of this kind of money, and it would be far better if the community had expressed preferences so that could determine what decisions are made.
Could that be sort of touching up the facade for the pavilion?
Yes, I mean, restoring buildings is one aspect of it. And, of course, with something like that, you could use some money and then apply for further monies to do a really good job on something, of that kind.
Yeah.
And, I think there is a desire that whatever is done in the end would have a tourist attraction feel to it, so that it actually make people come off the A27, come down to Selsey to see whatever public art was on display. So, I mean, you may form an art trail that people could go round the town and see different things. There are all sorts of ideas, and there are two key dates that I'd like to have in people's minds. On Monday, October the 6th, between 10 and 12 in the morning and 6 and 8 in the evening, so everyone has a chance to come. There'll be a gathering of ideas, so anyone could come in to the town hall. They could see some of the ideas that have already been thought about, and they could contribute their own.
So, in fact, then, you could actually have ideas from existing artists, photographers, sculptors, anybody who's in any way creative.
Yeah. The initial task is to canvass ideas, and then 2 weeks later, on Monday the 20th of October, same times, 10 till 12, 6 till 8, same place, town hall, there'll be an opportunity to see, if you like, the top 10 maybe ideas, and for people to express a preference of what they really like, so that hopefully we can then produce a short report for the district council, so that they know what the community of Selsey feel about this particular issue.
Have you ever been and stood looking across the pond at Huntston Church?
I have.
And have you seen the enormous animals made out of chicken wire?
I have. I've walked round and seen them all. Absolutely wonderful. They're the sort of things that make you go, I must go and see those.
That's right.
And you tell other people about them as well. Yeah, and that's what public art can be like.
They've got a giraffe, they've got a rhinoceros. Extraordinary creatures.
Absolutely.
And they are so real, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is all about the fact that in the future there may be opportunities to, develop things in Selsey, and we'd really like the whole community to have a part of that. And so I hope people will have these opportunities in their diaries and share in the process.
So it's all part of the process of regenerating Selsey, really, isn't it?
It is. It's another contributing factor.
Yeah.
And in a sense, if something could be done that is attractive, brings people in, it increases the footfall in the high street, that helps the commercial, shopkeepers, businesses in the town. It can have a whole lot of good effects. So, in addition to throwing out this general invite, we're obviously inviting our young people to take part, because they often have great ideas, and we want our businesses to be involved because they could benefit from this. So, as wide a consultation as possible, but in a fairly short time frame.
And then, so obviously the schools could get involved too, couldn't they?
The schools can get involved. I hope one night we can get the youngsters at Snack Shack to have a think about this and, do it as widely as possible. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so what were the 2 dates again?
October the 6th and October the 20th.
And if they want to find out more details, who do they contact in the interim?
The easiest thing would be to give me a ring, Mike Nichols, 01243 201 616 or 07508 716 037.
And if, because you're a very busy person, you can't actually take their call at their time, can they leave a message?
They can leave a message and I promise I'll get back to them.
All right, Mike, I think that's a wonderful idea. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you for that, Mike and Hugh. And now we go over to Pat Reid with What's On for the week commencing the 29th of September.
Hi, these are a few of the events on in Selsey for week commencing Monday the 29th of September. On Monday the 29th, Selsey Cinema Club are showing the film Calvary at 7:30pm in the Town Hall. This is a blacker-than-black comedy starring Brendan Gleeson. Films are shown every other Monday and details are on their website. On Tuesday the 30th of September, the De Levante restaurant in the High Street is holding a flamenco night. For more information, telephone 603906. On Wednesday the 1st of October, the community choir will be meeting in the Town Hall between 7 and 8:30pm. This is the third week of 6 weekly sessions, so for anyone wishing to have a go, all are welcome. There are no auditions and no need to read music. Also on Wednesday the 1st, the Crafty Natter Club will be holding their meeting between 2 and 4pm in the Methodist Church Hall. They have demonstrations of all types of crafts, £1 per session, including tea and biscuits, and the Venture Bus is available for all members. For more information, contact Lisa on 601032. The Venture Club Boutique is also open on Wednesday between 9am and noon. They are adjacent to the co-op. On Thursday the 2nd of October there is a coffee morning at the Methodist Church Hall between 10 and 11:30am. Everyone is welcome. Also, Selsey District Carers Support Group is holding their coffee morning at their Information and Support Centre. This is also on Thursday at 109 High Street from 10:30am. These are held on the first Thursday of every month and everyone is welcome. Seal Island WI will be meeting also on Thursday the 2nd at the Selsey Centre at 7:30pm when Jane Fowler will be demonstrating stained glass techniques and all ladies are welcome. On Friday the 3rd of October, for anyone who wants to play cricket, Selsey Cricket Club meet at their clubhouse in Paddock Lane behind Budgeon's Supermarket on Friday evenings. For more information, contact Bob Hoare on 603962. Also on Friday the 3rd, as happens every Friday during term time, Sunbeams for tots and carers are meeting between 10 and 11:45 at East Beach Church. For more information on that, telephone Rosemary 605236. On Saturday the 4th of October, Selsey Council Relief Fund are holding a jumble sale between 10 a.m. and noon at the Methodist Church Hall, and donations are gratefully received. On Sunday the 5th of October, Selsey Model Boat Club will be at the pond at East Beach Car Park for their weekly session of sailing between 10 a.m. and noon, and as it's the first Sunday of the month, it is their race day. That's just a few of the main events in Selsey for the coming week. Log in for more next week.
Thank you for that, Pat. And now we go over to Giles with more gardening tips.
We've got Giles back in the studio again. Good afternoon, Giles.
Good afternoon, Hugh, and nice to be able to have another chat with you about this and that, mainly the garden, obviously. This, again, is a nice, very colourful time of year because we've got cosmos in full glory. We've got morning glory, which are the climber, which is very full of flowers still. We've got Michaelmas daisies and dahlias and lake chrysanthemums, all providing a splash of colour.
Yeah.
So it's a very colourful time right now. And also, if you're out and about on the countryside, you see the spider's gossamer billowing on the bushes, especially if it's got dew on it, and it's sort of very effective when the sun shines on it. I'm sure you've noticed it when you're driving about.
Yeah.
The swallows and swifts are starting to leave gradually now, from now on.
Yeah.
House martins are staying on a while because they have late litters. As you know, they have about 2 or 3 litters each summer, they do. Yeah. So they're going to be with us a bit longer. Again, another Christmas idea we're back to again this week.
All right.
Get some paper white narcissi for a lovely Christmas display. Fill the bowls or containers with a bulb fibre or a very good potting compost.
Yeah.
Plant the bulbs with just the tips showing above the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a darkish, cool place for about 10 weeks, and then bring out gradually. And with a bit of luck, you'll have them flowering at Christmas time or roundabout.
Okay.
So we're getting plenty of Christmas ideas today.
That's true, yes.
Recently, I mean. And the other thing is, if you've got any people who've got any outdoor grapes, which will be ripening obviously now, do remove lots of the leaves because they need to get ventilation and they need the sun to get on the grapes.
Yeah.
So do remove quite a few leaves, thin out the leaves, and also it stops mildew because they're very prone to that. And then if you've got grapes in a greenhouse, make sure the greenhouse is well ventilated.
Yeah, okay.
Outdoor tomatoes, pinch off the tips now, 2 leaves below the top truss, and remove some lower leaves, and also keep side shooting.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to stop them if they're outdoors now, basically. Little bit of information. If people travel about and get a little bunch of mint and put it in the car, it will help to alleviate travel sickness.
Really?
Yeah, it does work.
I didn't know that.
It does work. Sap of dandelion will get rid of warts.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
Well, I haven't because I'm lucky I don't get warts, but I know people have tried it, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
It does work. Does work, apparently. I'm not saying it works every time. One can't say that. Another little interesting fact is children's windmills, placed strategically around the garden, are a very good deterrent against birds.
Really?
And to a lesser degree, squirrels.
Okay.
So that's just get some
half a dozen of those
windmills and plant them wherever the most.
What a great idea.
Most places are. I would also suggest don't always. There are lots of sales in garden centres, etc. this time of year. Don't always buy on account of cheapness, because sales always have a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave people to mull over that one for the minute.
Yeah.
So when you're out and about, as I say, be a little bit careful when you're purchasing at sales check out exactly it's what you want.
It might not be a bargain.
It might not always be. I'm not saying it never will, but sometimes they're not as quite what you think they're going to be.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely. I'll look forward to meeting you next week.
Yeah, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Giles.
Thank you for that, Giles. And now we go over to Lynn with her Christmas pudding recipe.
We got Lynn Reid of Tuppenny Rice again. Lynn, what are we going to have this week then?
Well, do you know what we're coming into now? What word on everybody's lips? It's going to be in a minute.
Christmas.
So,
yeah.
I know that last year we did a Christmas pudding, but this is a very easy little recipe that somebody's actually given to me. And I just thought it'd be quite nice. And if you get it started now, it's going to be lovely for Christmas Day.
Okay,
beautiful. Fine. So, for this one then, 220...
So hang on, this is a Christmas pudding?
This is a Christmas pudding we're making.
A traditional Christmas pudding?
A traditional Christmas pudding. There's not going to be a sixpence in it.
Okay.
Because we don't want anybody choking, do we?
No, we don't.
No, so no sixpences, all right? 225 grams of caster sugar, so 8 ounces then, if you like, of caster sugar. The same again of vegetable suet. 12 ounces or 340 grams of sultanas. 12 ounces of raisins. 8 ounces of currants. 4 ounces of candied peel, chopped up. You want about 110 grams of plain flour, so about 4 ounces of plain flour then. And the same with some fresh white breadcrumbs that you can make yourself, just with a bit of bread and just, crumble it up. 55 grams or 2 ounces of flaked almonds. 1 lemon zest, so the zest of 1 lemon. And Hugh asked me last week how to get that. Well, if you finely grate the lemon on the fine grating of a grater, you'll get the zest there. 5 beaten eggs, 1 level teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and the same again of mixed spice. And again, of freshly grated nutmeg. You can buy whole nutmegs these days, and you can get these tiny little graters. They're lovely to grate. A little pinch of salt, and 5 fluid ounces of brandy or rum. Yum, yum. All right?
Okay, hang on, just a minute. Where on earth do you get vegetable suet from?
Well, the supermarket. You get vegetarian suet in the supermarket.
I didn't even know you could.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
All right.
So this little pudding will make 4 1-pint little bowls, so you get 4 puddings out of this mix, or 2 pints, obviously.
Okay.
So it depends on the bowls. You lightly grease your bowls. If you've got 4 1-pint bowls, basins, lightly grease them and mix together all of your dry ingredients. It's so simple, Christmas pudding, to make. It really is. Mix together all of your dry ingredients, stir in your eggs and mix it well. Put in the brandy. If it goes, you would need 5 ounces at least in the pudding. All right.
If you start off with 10 ounces, you're going to have some yourself.
Yeah. I should have in the recipe said 10 ounces, shouldn't I? 5 ounces of brandy into the pudding. Put a circle of parchment and foil over the top and tie it securely with a string.
Okay.
All right. Into a large steamer, or if you like a saucepan that you have to keep topping up, a nice large saucepan, until it's about a third of the distance from the top.
Uh-huh.
You don't want it boiling over the top if you can help it at all. So just simmering away for 5 to 6 hours. It's a long time. Yeah, a long time for a Christmas pudding. It's a day's job. All right, Put it on in the morning, in the mid-afternoon you can go shopping. And top it up as necessary. When it's cool, change the tops. All right, so you're changing the tops, tie it up as you did before, and you can just store them in a cool cupboard until Christmas Day. And that's it. That's lovely. That's your Christmas pudding done. It's so simple, isn't it? You just mix it, chuck it all in a bowl, mix it all in, steam it away.
And is it really good?
And apparently it's a really good. I've not tried this recipe at all. This was given to me by somebody, and it appealed to me because of the simpleness of it.
Yeah.
It's just so simple. I loved it. And store it in a cool cupboard, and then if you want, when you come Christmas Day and you want to serve it, you steam it for a couple of hours on the stove while the rest of your dinner's cooking, and there you go. Serve it up with some rum sauce or something like that. Beautiful.
Well, don't you pour brandy over it, set fire to it?
I've never done that, actually. I've always wanted to do that. I've never had the nerve quite.
Oh, it works fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah, I never have.
But I've always thought, when I said, that looks pretty, but what a waste of
brandy. I was going to say, the thought of setting fire to brandy, oh dear. No. But anyway, do try this recipe. It's very, very simple, isn't it? Recap on the ingredients and just put them all in a bowl, mix it all together, chuck it on the steamer, and let's have a good Christmas.
Okay. Right, so if we're going to do that then, 1 week soon, we're going to have to do mincemeat, aren't we?
Oh yeah, mincemeat, yeah.
Because the original mince pies were really mincemeat, weren't
they? Yes, they were. It was the Victorians that changed it.
Yeah.
They did. They changed it to a sweeter pudding, if you like.
So, well, if we're going to talk about mince pies, and I insist that we talk about mince pies,
Okay.
because I prefer them actually to Christmas pudding. Although
Okay.
that does sound quite tempting.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about mince pie, then we have to talk about the pastry that goes with it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
How do you like your pastry on your mince pies? Do you like it short or puffy?
I like it short.
Yeah, short.
Yeah.
It's nice, but I like it quite thin. I don't like to bite into lots of stodgy pastry.
No.
I like my pastry to be quite thin,
really
and
thin,
crispy,
and crispy, quite right, and lots of fruit in it.
Yes, yeah.
And I like those served with double cream.
Oh, now we're being very naughty, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks you.
Thanks
Bye.
Bye bye.
Sounds delicious. Now we go over to Hugh, who reviews Hostage, a book by Linda Davies.
Linda Davies is the best-selling author of 5 novels, which include Nest of Vipers, which virtually invented the financial thriller 20 years ago, and which has also sold 2 million copies and has been recently optioned as a major film. Arkstorm was published simultaneously with Hostage on September the 15th. Hostage is Linda's true account of being kidnapped with her husband by pirates when sailing near Iran in international waters. She was lined up to be shot, watched her husband being beaten up, and held for 2 weeks before being released as a result of pressure from the British government. Arkstorm is a stunning, brilliantly crafted eco-thriller filled with characters who are authentically good and bad. It's an enthralling novel based on an incredible but absolutely possible nightmare scenario. A catastrophic storm to devastate California, seeded by terrorists using new science and drones. The Arkstorm is coming. A catastrophic weather event that will unleash massive floods and wreak more havoc on California than the feared megaquake. One man wants to profit from it. Another wants to harness its power to wage jihad on American soil. One woman stands in their way, Dr. Gwen Boudin, a brilliant and beautiful meteorologist. Gwen and her war-hardened and cynical former Navy SEAL Dan Jacobson must act quickly as the Arkstorm roars in to foil a terrorist attack as darkly ingenious as it is evil. Linda Davies was born in Scotland and grew up in Wales. She worked for 7 years as an investment banker in London and New York, an experience that gave rise to her first novel, Nest of Vipers. Adventurous by nature, Linda has also lived in the Middle East, where she was kidnapped, and now lives in Southwold, near Suffolk. Arkstorm will be available at all good bookshops and online booksellers, and the recommended price is £10.99 and is excellent value for this original paperback.
In this next section, Hugh's going to be reviewing the film A Walk Among the Tombstones, in which Liam Neeson stars.
Liam Neeson fans will enjoy Tombstones, currently showing at Cineworld Chichester. Liam plays Matt Scudder, an ex-cop and recovering alcoholic, tasked with finding the wife of a major drug dealer. Tombstones is different from Liam's other recent films, Taken, Unknown, Non-Stop, where he shoots first and asks questions later. Tombstones relies heavily on dialogue. This is a blockbuster with brains, brought to the screen from Lawrence Block's best-selling thriller. The film is set in New York just before the millennium, and Liam is hired by Dan Stevens, the former Downton Abbey star, who plays a neurotic drug dealer being driven out of his mind by very camp and very vicious serial killers who enjoy killing and lopping off victim limbs until the ransoms are paid. Neeson excels at this kind of role. No one else combines world weariness and laconic Celtic charm in the way he does. The film portrays the grimy late 90s Brooklyn and in atmospheric fashion, throwing in shots of run-down tenements, graffiti-strewn walls, disused parking lots and sprawling cemeteries. The plotting is hampered because it doesn't help much that Scudder takes regular time-outs to attend Alcoholics Anonymous meetings whenever the action is hotting up. nor does the strangely sentimental treatment of his friendship with TJ, a young street kid who could have stumbled out of a Charlie Chaplin movie. The dynamic duo are up against camp and very vicious serial killers who like to torture and garrote their victims. The twist in this film is that they always target drug dealers, kidnapping their nearest and dearest and cutting them into bits to persuade them to part with the money. It's a good film, but you need a strong stomach.
Well, thank you for that, Hugh. And now we have news of a brand new edition called Chatterbox. Well, firstly, what is Chatterbox? It's a new podcast, which is a monthly review of Selsey life presented by Hugh Graham with Fearfoot and Ellis Berg as regular contributors. Other Selsey celebrities will also be invited to join in the chat from time to time as well. Chatterbox is broadcasted monthly and involves past, present and future comment on what makes Selsey such a special place to live. If you'd like to join in, then call Mike Nichols at the Selsey Information Exchange on 01243 201 616 and tell him the Selsey story that you think others might be interested in. This could open up opportunities for you to take part in future editions of Chatterbox. It would be wonderful for you to get involved. Thank you for listening to Selsey Internet Radio. I hope you have a great week and tune in next time.